winning a gold medal back in the day in Montreal, and a 6-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist, and a guy who I've been eager to have on the show in studio for quite some time. So I'm thrilled to have here in person, Sugar Ray Leonard. Good to see you, sir.
Hey, Rich, how you doing, buddy?
I was just saying, Brockman, the last time I saw this man, I told him backstage as well, sharing a flight back from London a couple of springs ago, and you got to meet my whole family on the plane, and they behaved, right? My kids behaved.
They were great. They were great.
Thank you.
They were great.
Just want to confirm that. When you're flying 13 hours with 3 children under the age of 10, could be a little dicey.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But back then you didn't have iPads to give to them to get through it.
Well,
right?
now and now my son is 6'3".
I met him on the few was flying with you.
Yeah. And my daughter is 22, and what's happening? Are we getting older, or is this just a...
Well, I think some are getting older. You haven't aged a day, Sugar Ray. You have not aged a day. Let's get into it. I know we're going to talk about your foundation. We're going to talk about so much going on, but let's talk about your work with DAZN right off the bat. You were at Madison Square Garden for the Joshua Andy Ruiz Jr. shocker. What in the world was that like to see in person, Sugar Ray Leonard?
It was stunning. It was shocking, to say the least. I just knew that Joshua would just wipe him out after 2 rounds, 3 rounds, at the feeling out process we all do, until we get to feel him out and then drop the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen. To say the least.
It went the other way around in terms of dropping the hammer. I mean, Ruiz hit him and knocked him down 4 times. I mean, I could not believe what happened.
But when you look at Ruiz, and again, don't judge book by its cover. You look at Ruiz is like a slob. I mean, he looks unhealthy.
Yes, he does.
But he talks with confidence. Mm-hmm. And the things he was saying, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I don't think anyone believed that he had a chance. Mm-hmm. But himself, Ruiz, felt he had a chance to win. Mm-hmm. Or he was going to win.
Well, let me put it this way, trying to put it in perspective. Did you ever walk into the ring thinking that you were not physically superior than the guy that you were fighting at all?
No. This happens normally with the favorite, the champion, because those fights, like Ruiz, is called tune-up fights. Mm-hmm. Keep you busy, keep you active, and what have you. We get in shape. The champions get in shape, but we don't have the eye of the tiger. We're not as focused. There is no fear. And what happens is, like, you get hit, especially in the heavyweight division, that pretty much changes things around.
Mm-hmm. And it seemed the way that he reacted afterwards was bizarre. Joshua, I mean, not Ruiz. Although putting on a Knicks jersey and saying you're a champion, that's odd in a way. But the Joshua reaction afterwards, what was that like to you, Sugar Ray Leonard?
That too was rather strange, bizarre. But then again, I really thought about it. I gave it a few days to think about it, but that's just him. That's his personality. Mm-hmm. But he was smiling. But he didn't. I don't think he really knew his reaction, because he was shocked too by being put down 2-3 times. Mm-hmm. He never got started. Joshua never got started. And the only time I experienced something of that nature was when I fought Kevin Howard, one of my many comebacks. I think it was 1984. And I got in the ring with this guy who was never considered a threat. Mm-hmm. There was no fear. And when you don't have fear of your opponent or respect of your opponent, that can get you in trouble.
So did he knock you down?
Yes, he did. Well, you didn't have to say that, but...
Okay. Well, I don't mean to bring up...
You paint the picture a bit too clear.
I understood. Okay.
No, he knocked me, and he hurt me too. And Kevin Howard was never in shape. And I got in that ring, and all of a sudden, the first punch he threw was a jab. And I said, that hurt. And I just wasn't there. I was civilized in that ring.
And you're not, you should be.
You cannot be civilized in that ring.
I love that statement. Uncivilized. It's an uncivil square.
Yeah, you get into that ring and you have one thing in mind is to defeat your opponent or your opposition. And I mean, that is the most frightening experience. Even when you're walking towards the ring from the dressing room, you know right then and there that you don't have it that day. Because if you're not 100%, especially as a champion, there could be some strange things taking place.
Sugar Ray Leonard here on the Rich Eisen Show. And to me, it didn't seem like Joshua knew where he was. It seemed like he was a little bit out of it. But then to see him smiling and taking photographs with Ruiz was strange. We had Tyson Fury in that very chair last week, Sugar Ray, and he said he thought he gave up. Would you agree with that assessment?
I don't.
He quit.
I don't think he gave up. He just didn't care, if that makes sense. He wasn't there. He was not there. And I was trying to observe what was taking place because I thought he was going to be moving around and feeling out. He never did that. He was just not into the fight.
What do you make of Fury and Wilder if they get back together in the ring as is expected? What do you think of that, Sugar Ray?
But that too, Rich, was a major shocker because, you know, he was, I mean, as big as he is, it was good movement, punches and everything. And when he was knocked down by Wilder, I thought it was over. I said, this is it. He got back up and he won or made the round closer.
Do you think he got a couple extra seconds to get back up?
I mean, that could have been. I don't think so. I don't think so.
He got very upset when I suggested that.
No.
But more upset than me reminding you of what might have happened in your fight back in 1984.
Yeah.
He did not like that suggestion at all.
Well, I didn't like it either.
He didn't like it. He didn't like it in the fact that of everything that he's been through. And he started talking about the journey that he's been through, and the upbringing and the fight back and what was going on with his addiction, what was going on with his mental health. He's basically said he thought about all that and he got his ass up from that canvas.
Fury got my props getting up from a punch that Wilder threw. Because when Wilder hits you, it's for the most part it's pretty much over. And Fury got up and then competed, for that round.
If I had to give you a choice, Fury, Wilder, Joshua, and let's even throw Ruiz Jr. in there, the best fighter, who do you think that's the one that should have all the belts? That's the one that's going to eventually dominate the heavyweight division, separate themselves from that class? Well, Sugar Ray Leonard, what do you think?
I mean, if I'm just trying to look at look at each fighter and judge them by what I think they have.
Yeah, weigh them all on a scale, not literally, but figuratively. What do you think?
Wilder right now, at this moment, the question you asked me, I say Wilder right now, because first of all, he's still undefeated. He's still the champ. He's this and that. The other guys have to prove themselves. And I tell you what, the competition is great. When you win a fight like that with Wilder, and that gives you so much confidence, and without confidence, you have no chance.
He's just. I'm excited to see what the heavyweight division has become, and obviously DAZN is now right there. I mean, that was a big night for DAZN, which you are part of, right there in the middle of all of it. That was a big night for the service, for the app, and for everyone who might not have known what it was, but certainly does now. That's for sure.
You don't. But those kind of things don't happen all the time, and it was such a again. I keep using the same word, shock, and it was a shocker. I mean, the place just like went. I thought it went quiet. It just went. What happened? What happened? Everyone kept saying, "What happened? What happened?" Unbelievable fight.
Sugar Ray Leonard here on the Rich Eisen Show. A few more minutes left with him here in person in studio. Triple G won by knockout over the weekend and said he's ready for Canelo Alvarez. Oscar De La Hoya, who is Canelo's promoter and manager, had this to say on Twitter. I want to read it out for you right here. Nice comeback win. Now fight a real fighter, win a belt, and I'll consider doing the third fight. Hashtag Canelo is your boss. What do you think of that, Sugar Ray Leonard?
That sounds good. That sounds good. I mean, it's hard for me because what Oscar is seeing and he's the promoter. I mean, he's the guy, and he makes those decisions. Do I want to see the fight take place? Yes, I want to see the fight take place. Rematch? Yes. Because back in my era, my time, you know, if we lose a fight, we want a rematch. If there's a draw, absolutely rematch. It wasn't as much, but there's so much more on the table from a monetary standpoint.
Is that why you fought Duran 3 times? That's the only one you fought 3 times.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't. I fought Duran the 3rd time, not because I wanted to, but it was for. It put me in another tax bracket.
So that makes sense.
It makes sense, yeah.
You're going to do all that.
Yeah. But Duran, that fight was, you know, we were naturally past our prime. I got almost like 50, 60 stitches.
No.
That fight. Oh, I did. Oh, yeah. I was a mess. But I got a good doctor who sewed me up.
What's your relationship with Duran now?
I love the man. You know, we were together and respect. I mean, we're looking to do a kind of a, not documentary or series of some sort with the 4 of us, with Hagler, Hearns, Duran, and myself. And like Duran is on board, Tommy's on board, I'm on board. Hagler still, we're still waiting for a phone call.
Why is that?
He feels that I'm setting him up for something. He said,
Really?
yeah, because for the fight, I did set things up. but
that's back in the day.
I know, but yeah. Hopefully Marvin, I love you, man.
Pick up the phone.
Pick up the phone.
Sugar Ray's on line 1. Sugar Ray Leonard. So was there anybody that you walked into the ring and had just even a quick tinge of fear that he might physically overpower you, or hurt you?
Again, fear, for fighters to say fear, it's kind of, it's awkward. But
I understand that's an infused word.
But it was fear. When I fought Hagler, when I came back, because in training camp, I was sharp and this and that, but training camp is a whole different thing than fighting the real fight. So I got in the ring with Hagler, and the bell rung, and I'm shaking like a leaf. And I did that. I said, it still works. And that what's made me, gave me confidence enough to go the distance.
I got to be honest with you. I would have guessed that you would say Hagler when asking you that question.
Why? How's that?
I was fearful for you watching that fight.
Yeah.
Because you hadn't fought in a while.
Yeah.
And Hagler he just looked like a mean, and just like somebody who could hurt. He just looked like a dangerous man with his fists.
My thing was psychological because at every press conference I said, you know what? It's a shame you guys thought Hagler was just a slugger. This man's a better boxer. I kept saying that every press conference. The last press conference, Hagler said one thing. He said, you know what? I may surprise everybody. I may outbox him. I said, I got him. Because I planted the seed in his head that he didn't have to go after me like he did Tommy Hearns. He could wait, box, and show people what he can do.
Is that why he's not calling you back?
Sorry, man. Rich, you messing it up, man.
Well, he always wanted a rematch too, didn't he?
That's not true.
Okay.
And he went away. He went to, I think he moved away to Milan, Italy. Hagler did not want a rematch.
Okay.
I did. Why wouldn't I?
Right.
I knew exactly what it would take to beat him.
Sugar Ray Leonard here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's talk about the Sugar Ray Leonard Foundation. Raises money for pediatric type 1 and 2 diabetes research and care, helping children lead healthier, more productive lives through diet and exercise. Recently, a 10-year anniversary for your
10
foundation.
years, yes.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
You're
and it
welcome.
Makes me feel good. My father was a diabetic. My friends, they're either their kids or themselves are diabetic. And my wife and I started this foundation 10 years ago and just wanted to give back. I'm a blessed man, and you know what? It's time to reciprocate, and that's what I did. That's what we put together.
Over $3 million has been raised for diabetes research, care, and awareness, which is an amazing figure. Just an amazing figure.
Unbelievable. My dear friends support me all the time. I mean, from Eddie Murphy. I mean, it goes on down the line.
When did you first meet Eddie Murphy?
Oh, I met Eddie many, many years ago when I was living back east.
When he was doing Saturday Night Live, you mean?
Yeah, back that far, yeah. I was living in Maryland at the time, and all my friends, they are so supportive, and I love them. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I saw that Caitlyn Jenner recently came out. I imagine you met Caitlyn in Montreal. You go back to the 76 games?
76 games, yeah. She's wonderful, and it's been a dream come true for me. Because when I do something like that, especially for kids, it's all about you say kids to me, I'm there. I'm at the front door.
That's amazing. That's good for you, man. And I'm thrilled that you are here on the show. Before I let you go, and I don't know if you have the answer to this or not, or have a story. Is there a Cosell story, a Howard Cosell story that you could share?
Howard Cosell, Howard Cosell. I mean, Howard was my dear friend, and I remember when he wrote the book. He wrote his book.
I Never Played the Game.
I never played the game. Yeah,
I read that book because I'm behind this microphone in many ways because I idolized him.
Right.
Watching him on Monday Night Football, learning about what happened with him and Muhammad Ali and the relationship that they had, and the backing that he gave him, and then just his style. As being a kid growing up in the 70s, he and Marv Albert were the guys that basically caused me to want to think about sportscasting. So that's why I ask you about Howard.
No, because Howard, when I decided to fight Hagler, the world was crazy, and Howard was one of them. He said, "You can't win. You can't this." I said, "Well, Howard, same thing with your book. You have a book, and someone said don't write, and you still wrote it." He said, "Well, you got me."
I Never Played the Game.
I never played the game.
That was the name of the book.
Yes, it was.
I know. Thanks for coming on, Sugar. Really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Please come back anytime.
Absolutely.
Seriously, any of the fights that you're doing for DAZN, anything I can do to help out with the foundation, you just let me know, and I'm there.
You'll be there next year.
You got it, and I'll see. Okay, I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sugar Ray Leonard Foundation. You could learn more about it by following Sugar Ray on Twitter at Sugar Ray Leonard. Also, his Instagram as well.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.